Hello friends. In this video, we will see some of the important key topics that are necessary for preliminary examination 2022. And my name is Sivarajaragendran, and with that information, we will go into the video. What we will see in this video is that some current affairs. So this is where the problem arise, and many are in a state of panic as to what should be prepared. So there are pages of current affairs material. So what I thought was important, so only in a sense important articles, important events, issues, things which have happened from newspaper. So that is the point. So I will put that newspaper as well, and I will be discussing, or I will be giving only in a sense a brief about the concept. So you have to now look into all the issues from the core subjects. So if I give, in a sense, if I give one topic, you should be able to go and revise that topic in the core subject, and that is how this will work. And I will be providing this PDF as well in a few days after making it appropriate for sharing. So we'll go into without any delay, we'll go into that topic. And now come to this first. So this is the point. The first topic is, for example, so this is you please check economics. So one thing that we are necessary, so I will tell you what is necessary to look at, and you should please look at these topics, and only then it will work. So economics is something which you have to read very well right now, and the basic books I keep suggesting macroeconomics and Shankar Ganesh. So whichever is necessary, in that please look at what is this balance of payment. This has been a issue. So if you have followed the newspaper regularly, you would see that this has been the issue in Sri Lanka, and this has also been an issue in Nepal. So what they have faced is that there in this balance of payment, there is current account and capital account. So what has happened is that they have faced this net invisible. So this is where, so you should think about this net invisible. So this is where this remittances come. So there are in a sense, so if you look at it, there is current account and capital account. In current account, you will have the trade deficit and net invisible, and capital account, you will have the FDI, FIA, and other capital assets which are transacted in over a year. And this remittances is where this Sri Lanka, or the crisis in Sri Lanka, happened, and also this FDI. So this FDI post this war which happened in 2009 or ended in 2009, FDI in Sri Lanka was a little bit better. But what happened after this, there was a bombing. So if you remember this Good Friday, or there was a bombing which happened specifically, and tourism fell. So the tourism fell was one thing, and FDI also fell. So this has resulted in a lot of balance of payment crisis. And what you should know is that the basic, see, that is the point, the basic of what this means, what this balance of payment means, and the issues. So where and FDI, everything comes, please look at it. The next thing that we are going to look at it, so look at this has been in the news for a very long time, and the disinvestment. So this has been, in a sense, very important strategy for the government to get their funding. So if you now you have to look at, so LIC. So LIC happens to be a very important constituent of the Indian economy, and hence this key things that you have to see in LIC is that what and all comes under this initial public offering. So before 2010, so this was before 2010, there used to be questions like what is this bull market. So this was, in a sense, see, this and all to before 2010. What is this bull market? What is this bear market? What is this Sensex, Nifty? Everything they used to ask, but I don't think they are going to ask right now all these things, in a sense, now are asked in RBI and other exams. so it's not going to be asked in UPSC, I think, but we should be very well prepared. And this whatever, so whether SEBI is an legal or if there is any law, or if it is only executive that SEBI operates, and the powers which have changed, and other things that are necessary. So look into all these things about LIC. The next one is about this pardoning power. So I want you to look at in polity. So polity, the chapter on president. So president's chapter, this is very very key. In that president's chapter, you will have this comparison with governor as to how this issue or this pardoning power comes. And if you think about it, this has been an issue in many of the case. In Perarivalan, the reference of Perarivalan case which is happening, the reference for pardoning or commutation which has happened, and release of the person after serving the sentence has become an issue. And there Supreme Court has, in a sense, Supreme Court has clarified also. Supreme Court has clarified this is a state or the governor. So please look at it. The governor under Article 200, so under Article 200 can refer a bill to the president. So can refer a bill to the president, but can the governor refer mercy petition or these the petitions of release of prisoners? So can the governor refer these matter to the president? The Supreme Court has said that this is not present. This thing is not present. The reference of mercy petition or any other petition by the governor to the president is not present in the constitution. See, this 200 is different. So look at Article 200 and this article for reference of president and governor of these petitions to the person, the concerned person referring these matter to governor and president is also an important key issue. So look at the distinction. So what Supreme Court has said. So this is what is very important. Now next we will go to this, and this is geography. So in this geography, look at what and all the key. So in a sense, in NCERT you will find the definition of these heat waves, and this is very very important. And but what I would suggest is the reasons. So what are the reasons that are happening? And if you think about it, they say that this La Nina is also responsible for this heat wave which is happening, and a lack of western disturbance. So lack of means western disturbance. If you think about it, in NCERT it is clearly given. It is responsible for rainfall in northwestern region. So rainfall giving western disturbance from the European zone or the Mediterranean is absent or less, and something like that. And La Nina is also, they say that is also one of the responsible and reason for heat wave or the high heat wave in India. And climate change is also being referred to. So what I would suggest is that look at all these things which the reasons and the definition. And the main thing is from this, please look at what is La Nina. I think we have also made a video of La Nina and El Nino, and it has been posted in the channel a few days ago. And hence look at all these things in a holistic fashion. So next topic we'll go. Next topic is also about economics. So this you need to in a sense look at very carefully. In a sense, what I am trying to say is that this export, this has been in news very recently also, and this has been a very important key policy decision which was made and has resulted in success also. We have crossed this is what this was share. See, this please, I insist you to look at this fact. Already we started with balance of payment. So this two club it together, I want you to see this chapter very well. Balance of payment, if you look at that very clearly, there will be current account and capital account. In that current account, you will find that there is one wing which is called as trade deficit, or sorry, trade, which is net trade. This is net trade, and then net invisible. And in this, for example, in this Sri Lanka issue and all, this is what I referred in in Sri Lanka issue. If you think about it, this net invisible, so that is tourism fell, remittances fell, all these things. So all these things are present in net invisible, but there is a net trade. So look at this net trade is where we are talking about. So this is what I want you to look at very closely. Balance of payment, current account, capital account. What is this net trade, net invisible? What constituents of net invisible? Because in this net trade only export minus import of goods come. One more important key thing that you should know, or difference you should know, is that in this net trade goods come, and in this net invisible services come. So tourism is a service. So this is the point. So they are in a sense, see, look at this very clearly. Tourism, if you think about it, tourism is a service provided. So this net invisible contains services. So these are the distinctions. So UPSC will say that trade deficit has goods and services, but goods and services, goods are present in trade deficit, net invisible contains the services. Look at this. And also trade deficit, India, if you think about it, will be in trade deficit most of the time, and we manage with the services net income. And as you might know, we are very good at software services and other services, financial services, and hence we manage this current account balance. But more so, because of this trade deficit which we have, we will have a negative trade balance, or trade net trade, and in the current account. But next we'll go to this, and this is what I said, one more topic which was very important. And this in polity, please look at this chapter. Already I have said that in polity, look at the chapter on president, look at the chapter on in a sense, how what measures can be referred. See, this is the point. What can be referred? See, governor cannot refer anything. And if you look at this very closely, Supreme Court has said that these petitions, these mercy petition or commutation petitions, especially in this Perarivalan case, this is in Supreme Court. This can be asked in this mains also. This Perarivalan case, if you look at it, the governor, so that is the point. See, here they are talking about the bill. See, they are talking about, in a sense, they are talking about bills referred. So what and all bill can be referred, and in a sense, what and all themes are, whether immediate assent. So immediate assent, so they have to give immediate assent. Is there any timeline for assent? So look at this article. This is the article relevant to article 200. So you can look at all these things and refer very closely the important issues which are there. So with and if the assembly passes the bill again, whether the governor has to consider it, and every other thing is in this article. So this article, please, I want you to check this article very clearly in Lakshmikant or whichever book you have. And then there is a national pension scheme. See, this, so there was already a question. I think 2017 there is a question. So this national or new pension scheme, whichever, national or new pension scheme, there is, see, what I, there are some state, this was in news because there are some state governments which are actually going into the old model, and hence this was in news. And hence what I want you to do is that I wanted to check the eligibility. This is the point. Who is eligible for this? Whether it is voluntary, whether in a sense only government employees, all these things, only government employees, what age factor and everything for this national new pension scheme. Please check it, whether armed forces are present, armed forces anyone can, or is that this pension scheme includes armed persons, and please check that. Next topic is this marginal cost of funds. There was there was already a question in preliminary examination. There was a question like marginal cost of fund lending rate and then net time liabilities, these terms. So they asked these terms are in paper. So that is what the question was. These terms are in paper. So which sector? So that is what they asked. Which sector? So which sector? Banking sector. So they gave many sectors and they asked to which sector it refers to, and it is banking sector. And this was in news. So this was in news, and you should know that who. So what I want you to check is who, in a sense, who whether RBI or whether banks themselves. So whether RBI or banks themselves decide this factor. Both, see, whether this whole thing happens by banks itself or the any other authority manages. Actually, it is RBI. It is not managed by the banks. This is the what is marginal cost of funds. Whether when you have high or low, what happens? All these things, please look at it. And there is also, so fertilizer nutrient based. This was also in news. Nutrient based subsidy. So this was in a news. If you think about it, nutrient based subsidy, and this preliminary examination, they asked that the government does not give subsidy to anyone, or sorry, any fertilizer. And if you think about it, government provides subsidy to urea, but other things, other potash and phosphorus, other things, they provide nutrient based subsidy. And this point, see, this point they have increased. So they have increased this, and that is why it was in news. And I want you to check, in a sense, from where this import happens. And the Central Asia and Ukraine, Central Asia and Ukraine, if you think about it, this whole thing, this whole place, and Ukraine is in news because of the conflict with Russia. This whole thing we import. So this potash fertilizers is very important for our agriculture, but we are not, or we don't have this potential of the whole thing. And this nitrogen, see, nitrogen source, this also. So how do we get nitrogen? How, from where do we get nitrogen for the whole thing? Please check it. And see, this pollution. So they keep asking this, in a sense, from where sulfur dioxide is released, where this nitrogen dioxide is released, and all these things they keep asking. And hence I wanted to check the source as well. So fertilizer, whether they release all these things. And then one more thing, so keyword, so zoonosis. From animal to human, so transmission of human transmission, like coronavirus transmitted from, will that be transmitted from animal to human? Will any other virus is there? So things like that are there. Next is this, the next is this petrol and diesel issue. This also has been in news for a very long time. And look at this diagram. They have, see, they in what you have to check is that whether whether, if you look closely, they are not included in GST. Central excise, that is the point. Central excise and this value added sales tax. Central excise, this is by the center, and this is sales tax by the states, and the value added tax, and that is what is levied on petroleum. And this has been increasing. So if you think about it, the value of petrol has been increasing at an alarming rate, and hence, see, this has been in the news for a very long time. So look at what are the taxes. That is the point. What are the taxes? And if you think about about it, there is a concept called as cess which is applied. Cess, what I mean by what is cess is that whether the center can apply. This has been a dispute. This has been a dispute between the center and the state. So if you look at it, this dispute has caused a lot of problems between the center and the state. And but what we have to see as a UPSC aspirant, we have to see whether this is applied by the center or this is applied by the state. This whole thing you should check it. And whether, see, and one more thing, it is true, see, that the point is that it is applied, that is the point, it is applied by the center, and it is not applied by the state, and cess is for a specific purpose. See, in a sense, if you are having a cess for road means, see, that is the point. If you are having a cess for road means, you have to spend it only on road. The other taxes that are levied, it is not that. It goes into the consolidated fund of India and the consolidated fund of the state, and they can spend in whatever they want. But cess is not that. So, but in petrol and diesel, there are specific cesses. What are the cesses? You comment on that. Whether any education cess is there. So whether education cess is there or agriculture cess is there, which kind of cess is present in or infrastructure, which of the three? So look at this very clearly. Infrastructure, which of the three is present in education, agriculture, infrastructure cess? And this taxes on petrol and diesel, so GST is not there, so that you should know. GST is not there, it is only the central excise and this value added tax. This is very important. And then for geography map, so this was in news always, this you should know. And so look at it very closely. This is so this area is very important, the northeastern area. So this is the area in which the whole Luhansk and Donetsk and this Mariupol is in news, this Kyiv is in news. So look at this very closely. And this is Black Sea. So mark this, Luhansk, Donetsk and Mariupol and Black Sea, Kyiv, all these things, areas are very important. Look at this Belarus also. Belarus is because this is the area through which they have attacked in the northern side of Ukraine. So northeast they have this Luhansk, Donetsk and Donbass area, Mariupol, everything there is a problem. But this Belarus is also they have attacked, and they have submerged some. There was a Ukraine-Russia fight, and some ship has been sunk in this area. So Black Sea, please look at it, and that you should know. And next is next we will go to this topic of see, this is okay. So increase in temperature, the climate change is increasing. So IPCC, the report, so the sixth assessment report, sixth or seventh, please check it. Sixth assessment report has been there in news, and it says that with increase in temperature, they can give you the statement, with increase in temperature, increased activity of virus happens. And there is also rice fortification. What is this? This was in news. What is this fortification? What is the meaning of fortification? See, vitamins which are deficient in other food materials are given in this fortification, and there is specific name, golden rice, please check it. And the next thing, see, next, this also in economics I want you to check. I want you to check this what is that? Economics, if you think about it, they will ask you the trend. So last time itself I made this video, and you can check the trend. See, this is the point. The trend that you should know is that, see, look at this very closely. The percentage of GDP, or the trend in percentage of GDP, it is around this 10%. But what is direct tax? See, that is the point. Direct and indirect tax. So how much is it? If you look at this whole thing, this direct tax is around this. Indirect tax 5%, both 5%. But what you should know is that it's like this is 2016, it's like overlapping. see, they are not continuously increasing or continuously decreasing. There has been, so at one time direct tax, another time indirect tax has increased. So things like this you should note and have. And then one more thing is you should know is this Kuril Island. This Kuril Island, where it is, this was in news. This see this Sakhalin. So look at this point, this Sakhalin Island. Sakhalin Island, the ONGC has an so our ONGC Videsh, ONGC Videsh has an MOU in Russia for this in this Sakhalin Island for oil. So this Kuril Island happens to be closer to this, and there is a dispute between Japan and this whole thing, and hence you have to check it. Next to this oil import, and one more thing is the next thing, which is they keep asking this question about oil import in India. Last time they asked this is palm oil question. They asked this question, but the year before also some oil import question was there, and hence, but now why it is news means Russia and Ukraine are in war. And this sunflower oil is most, so we actually import sunflower oil. But what I want you to check is that what are the states which have the sunflower oil and the other oils also. So the status of what I want you to check is what is the status of oil seeds production, more so what is the quantity. So whether in a sense, if you think about it, we import a lot of oil, and this import is also, see, the import is also crossing this trade balance imbalance. And hence, if you think about it, this question keeps coming, and hence you should know this oil seeds import. In economic survey, see, in economic survey, maybe someone can share it also. I can share it in the group, so I will maybe in the Minds of Aspirant group I will share this. In economic survey, there is a table. That table shows the whether this import is high, or I will share that. Okay, so now come to this. Next is the privilege of parliament or privileges of MP. So this has been news because recently an MP was arrested. So in Maharashtra, an MP was arrested and the MP is complained. So I thought I will have this, but privileges. So in that, if you check it, see, there is freedom of speech. No member is liable for anything said or vote given. So this, please look at it. This in both committee, it's not they are not liable. And the next important thing I want you to look at is this in science and technology. Science and technology, electrolysis is, see, you are giving electricity. See, electricity, lysis is splitting. So lysis is splitting. So electrolysis means, see, you are producing hydrogen. Hydrogen is, in a sense, hydrogen is one of the key now future resources of the world. It's clean energy. And this clean energy, this question keeps coming, clean energy. And this clean energy, what I want you to check, whether this process is or reduces carbon dioxide or eliminates carbon dioxide. You should check green hydrogen, whether this process of producing green hydrogen reduces carbon dioxide or eliminates carbon dioxide, whether it is costly. So this also, please check it. Whether it is costlier than the other process we have, please check it. Next is this polio eradication. There was an article about some virus creeping up again, and there are three strains. So look at those things. There are three strains, 1, 2 and 3. Actually, it is said that 2 and 3, WHO has declared that 2 and 3 in wild has disappeared. Only this one is there. So in India, polio is whether it is, that was the point. The point of that article was some polio or vaccine. Because of vaccine, some reactions and polio virus may again come, is what they said. And we give this DOTS program. Not DOTS program. we give this oral polio virus. So that is the point, oral polio virus. What is the difference between oral polio virus and a vaccine? There is also a vaccine. So look at both these things. So these things difference, which is the live attenuated. So there is an attenuated, that is deactivated, and there is one dead. Which is oral polio vaccine or oral polio or the vaccine? Which is that thing? Please check it. But this polio virus, so this is science and technology virus. So this is important. So next is this carbon neutral. What is carbon neutral, and what is the meaning of carbon neutral? Please check all these meanings, because there was a village. So this was in news. There was a village in Jammu Kashmir, and they had this carbon neutral name. And same again Jammu Kashmir delimitation commission. This was already a question in 2012. And delimitation commission, if you think about it, whether, see, this is the point, whether they are a recommendatory body, or whether their decision is final. And if you think about it, an article came 2 days ago, I think. Their decision is final, and it cannot be challenged in court. See, this is the point. See, their recommendation is final and it cannot be challenged in court. And this is the point you should know. And they have a law. See, they are not executive bodies. Delimitation Commission, for example, in Jammu Kashmir's case, Jammu Kashmir Act specifies a delimitation commission. The recent, so the Jammu Kashmir became a union territory, and because of that, then act was passed, and this act specifies delimitation commission. It's not an executive order. So look at this delimitation commission very carefully, and we'll see. So this is the point. So this is an article which was there. So after each census, how there needs to be there needs to be a parliament by law determined. See, such authority, this is the point. So look at this carefully. Such authority, and this whole thing, if you check it, such authority, and then parliament by law determine. It's that authority is this delimitation commission. So after each census, we have to delineate our constituent mean. How it is done? It is done by this parliament by authority, and this authority is delimitation commission. And we'll see, as the days go by, we'll see one by one. Next, so I will also try to make as much as possible these kinds of topics, and you should know that you have to prepare. So basics, that is the point. Do not worry about current affairs. The basics, if you know, that will be enough. The core subjects, even if for example, we are discussing current affairs, means I am discussing delimitation commission. This is in polity. Delimitation commission, this is in polity. That is where, see, in Lakshmikant it is there. You should cover this delimitation commission. The current affairs means it is not standalone thing. Current affairs is connected to the basic subjects, and hence you should know that covering these things are important. And you please do like this video, share this video, and please do subscribe to Minds of Aspirant channel. And I will put more such important things which I feel are necessary for preliminary examination 2022 in this group. Thank you for watching this video.